This is section 2. It's going to run from the Route 9 junction in Woodford Hollow, 22 miles up to Stratton Arlington Road, which is the parking for the Stratton Mountain trailhead. So we're going to break this over 2 days. Day 1, go about 10 miles up to Glastonbury Mountain, summit of Glastonbury, and we'll camp there for the night. And then tomorrow we'll continue the remaining 12 miles or so north to the car. All right, so the first couple miles of the day are behind us. We're able to cross the river from Woodford Hollow, ascend up the slopes, which weren't too bad. Got some early elevation gain in, and then just crossed over some power lines, which gave nice views to the west down into Bennington, and views towards the east off to Mount Snow. And then a few minutes later, just crossed into the Glastonbury Wilderness. So this wilderness area extends up to around Glastonbury Mountain and has been in place since 2006, as the sign said. So a lot of trail maintenance and blazes and other general upkeep will be to a minimum, as we're now in a wilderness area and they keep it as natural as possible. So looking forward to the trail ahead. Since crossing into the Glastonbury Wilderness, the trail has been really nice and shady, very cool, lots of damp sections, increased muddy areas, but really liking this shade, especially on a really sunny day like today. This is great. So this is what's known as the Porcupine Lookout, and should be seeing views off towards Mount Snow. Just hit the 5 mile mark, which is about halfway for day one here of the 2-day hike. So we've been ascending the southern slope of Glastonbury Mountain for, I'd say, the last half mile or so, coming up upon the Goddard Shelter, which is the last shelter and water source before the summit of Glastonbury. So we'll fill up here for what we'll need for the night and proceed on up to the fire tower. Looks like here's the spring. That'll be a good spot to top off my water, and then we'll continue on to the summit. Well, here we are, end of day one, Glastonbury Mountain. Here's the fire tower. Still deciding whether I want to make this camp for the night or pop back down to the Goddard Shelter. Quick 5 minutes down the trail, back the way I came. A little bit more open here, a little windier, and it's going to get pretty cool tonight, so we'll see. Alright, here we are atop the Glastonbury Fire Tower. Looking to the south, we can see Mount Greylock in Massachusetts as we swing around. Here we can see Mount Snow. As we move further to the north, we're looking at Stratton Mountain here. Next up on the long trail for our next section, and then if we continue to move, you see many of the other Green Mountain peaks, including this range. This is Equinox, one of the only highest peaks. That fire tower is beautiful. Great views, amazing views in every direction. Strong wind chill right now. There's a thermometer on the fire tower and it marked it about 50 degrees even, but strong winds is probably at least knocking it back about 10 degrees further. So temps are probably somewhere in the low 40s, which is sort of cool. A little windier than I was anticipating. Popped my light jacket on. Up there for just about 10 minutes or so, taking some pictures and looking around. nobody else up there at the summit. So, you know, given the wind chills, I think I'm going to pop back down to the Goddard shelter. It was a little bit more protected, a little bit off the summit itself. So I think that'll be better. Close access to the water. It's only a quarter mile back down, so 5 or so minutes. So I'll pop back down there, set up camp, and then start thinking about some dinner. So this will wrap up mileage for day one. A little bit over 10 miles, about 3,600 feet of elevation gain, in just under 5 hours. So not a bad day. Pretty moderate. Feeling good. Good morning. Just starting out day two. It's about a little bit before 8 o'clock. Woke up around 5 with the sun. Hung out in the hammock for a little bit, enjoying the warmth of the quilt. Definitely got a little cool last night. Temps in the upper 40s. Felt pretty good though. I got a 20-degree top quilt, so I was plenty warm once I got comfortable. Now ready to start in on day two. Reascending Glastonbury Fire Tower now, and then pushing on for the remaining 12 or so miles, making it back to the car. All right, so we just hit mile 6 for day 2, roughly our halfway point. After passing a handful of seasonal streams that were mostly dried up, I Finally lucked out with these two brook crossings. Good spot to take on a couple liters of water. And continue on for the last few miles. So we just hit mile 20. 2 miles to go. Coming down the home stretch.